it is going to be Cash in the first map. NiP, of course, the much favoured team in this one. I think it was something like some crazy odds of 80% in the favour of NiP, so that is something 3D Max have to battle with. Of course, they've just been signed to their new organisation. 3D Max making a return to the scene, which is always good to see. But as this pistol round does get underway, it is going to be NiP making that fast play out toward the A-bomb site already. A 1-for-1 trade out toward the A-bomb site as Lekro will shut down Jinx, able to find the one trade kill. Lekro does get tagged pretty low as they do try and just funnel that bomb into the site. Still Maka toward the quad angle though. Great shot from him to close down. Get right, still bomb on the back of quad. Lekro to find one more, and even Dennis to trade one as well. Now into a 3 versus 2 advantage lying with NiP. Still Lekro and Rez somewhat low as that bomb still stuck behind quad for now. Still want to move it onto the site though. Lekro will fall, but of course he was low HP. Dennis tapping away the pistol god. Able to shut down Alex. And with David P in a 1 versus 2, bomb goes down. NiP 40 seconds to work with just to try and hold him off. Tagged down to 27. He peeks out toward quad. Dennis to close him out, and it is going to be NiP taking the first round of this opening map. And it does look like 3D Max have actually brung in a stand-in. Adlane not present for this game, who was meant to be playing, so apparently not. He's not in the roster, so NiP. I mean, Adlane was a pretty good player, nevertheless. Maybe he's just obviously not present, so NiP, of course, a buy round into this one. Lucky, though, closes down Dennis very, very early in the round. That kill out over toward the B-bomb site is going to be a nice little trade from Rez, though, as Jinx will fall, and it is back into that 4v4. Alex considerably low, but Rez the exact same. David B spams him down. Forrest trying to rush for the refrag isn't going to happen, though. Always the trade, the best option, but it wasn't available there as Lekro finally to close one more. It is going to be that 3 versus 3. Still, again, focusing toward the A-bomb site. Great kill from David P, though. Lekro to drop, and advantage now lying with 3D Max here. 1 minute left on the clock. Both players inside of that deep A main. Smoke does go down, and it is Get Right to find one, with Alex being considerably low. This is all lying on the shoulders of Lucky right now. He is down toward that car angle. Still, there is safety for the bomb plant to be successful. Smoke goes down just to protect. Bomb has been planted. And with Get Right to close out the low HP player of Alex, it is just Lucky. Stuck between a rock and a hard place is Get Right to finish off. It is that second round for NiP. Expected as well, because they picked up the first to have that full buy going into the second. And now 3D Max down to that one eco round. We see them bringing out here, as it will be 3D Max to take the full pistols. Of course, Maka going for the AWP. We've seen him playing the AWP a little bit when he was in Nobo, and obviously transferred over to 3D Max. It's no real difference here. So NiP should be able to pretty much close out a third round somewhat easily, unless those pistols do cause up a little bit of a stir. I mean, 5 stack toward the A-bomb site can be a little dangerous if NiP don't play this well, but they're just playing passive right now, waiting for the aggression of 3D Max. They know there is an eco round coming through, so there's no real reason to rush for these kills. Already, we do see that 1-for-1 trade. Like I said, those pistols can sometimes be a little bit of a nuisance. Although Dennis will close down one inside of mid. Jinx might just elect to go through the smoke here. I mean, with the USP, it's pretty viable. You're not really looking to get much out of the round because of that USP, but Lekro is there to close him down. It is going to be that 1v4. Maka's already down to 20 points of health. Just seeing if he can scramble any sort of weapon from T-spawn, but there's going to be nothing there already. Forrest looming down on Maka's position. As soon as he swings wide, kills should come through, although he's not focusing right now toward that back of T-spawn, so Maka will be able to remain safe for now. Either way, though, NiP will secure themselves a third round in this opening side on Cash. Even though 3D Max, we will see that buy round coming through in the next, of course. An AWP will be present. And there we go. Dennis to close out somewhat easily. Maka, of course, very, very low HP. So a third round for NiP, taking the clean 3-0. We typically expect a team, when they win the pistol, to then go on, win the 2 further rounds before the other side can put up a buy round. That is what has happened here. So it is going to be 3D Max. Now forcing up into this one. We, of course, see that AWP onto Maka, the 4 M4s, to surround a decent amount of utility for a number of players as well, considering they've lost 3 rounds with not a lot of frags on the board. Still money gained and conserved by 3D Max somewhat well to get themselves a good buy with the utility. NiP, though, get a 4th round on the board, and that's 3D Max's economy ruined. And a chance for NiP to really start to punish in this opening sort of passage of play. Still, though, lucky to be playing inside of the vents. Does drop down and really doesn't want to challenge right now. Seeing a lot of sort of passive play from 3D Max in this round quite early. They don't really want to be taking these early peaks. Maka does swing out toward mid, though, and does manage to capitalize upon Dennis. He even goes back to Squeaky. A second chance. A second bite at the bullet, if you will. 55 seconds left, though, and NiP now starting to get those smokes out toward the A site. Maka again, so start to really punish NiP here. He even swings out for one more and lands it as well. Finally, one trade to come through, but not before 3 players of NiP have already fallen. Into a 2v3, though. A manageable situation for NiP if they play this well. 35 seconds left. Bomb is going to move out inside of that mid position. Still, the rotation's already coming through, however, and it is going to be 3D Max to have a somewhat good read of the round here, playing that sort of 1-1-1 setup with the man watching CT to make sure these rotations don't come through, but with only limited time left, NiP only have really one choice right now, especially with the bomb starting to now make its way up toward highway. 10 seconds. It has to be that highway plant, and especially with David P getting ready to deny this plant here, we'll be able to swing out. That's the round. 3D Max take their first, and NiP maybe just a little bit overwhelmed in that first gun round. Do get shut down by 3D Max, and again, Maka keeping the AWP. That is a really huge bonus, not having to rebuy that. Oh, they would have even lost it going into this round. However, NiP do manage to bring somewhat of a buy round into this. Getting into the 5th, and the money is somewhat limited. AWP is out onto Dennis. Forrest not choosing to take it this time. Although he is only down to a deagle, so the money very, very low. Even a Galil onto Rez. Maka showing a lot of confidence right now. Not sure how long that will remain, though, as he does swing out to Forrest. Already 1 kill to be found, and Rez with the trade, but Maka with a quick reaction to close out. It is going to be a 4 versus 3, and NiP not really set to win this round, considering the buy round on paper, but one trade would really start to tie things up. Still, though, 3D Max with a really nice A-site hold in these 2 previous rounds. But with 50 seconds on the clock, a lot of time to work with. David P hearing the footsteps of the ninjas in pajamas inside of A main. The wraparound comes through from Maka now. We might have a great angle, maybe not expected here, as he swings out, and just like that, a really perfectly timed rush there. David P finds one, makes it a second, and a 2K in the previous round, a 2K in this one. 3D Max close out a second, and then NiP now down to somewhat of an eco here. The money very, very limited. And with every single T player down to a pistol, 3D Max can really try and get a grip on the CT side, tie up the scoreline. But again, NiP do have a lot of experience to really manage the pressure well. Jinx to find the other kill of the round, though. Drops the bomb onto the site, even tries for a 3rd. David P again. 2Ks in all rounds that 3D Max have held guns so far. Eco frags, yes, but who really cares? 3D Max with a nice little flashy play, especially with Jinx to get a spray down through the edge of the smoke. Still, it is going to be that third round and scores tied for 3D Max. NiP now into the rebuy, but of course no AWP present on this T side. The economy is just not extensive enough at this point. And again, Maka playing very versatile with these angles here as Alex will be able to find one on to Get Right. Does manage to trade back. Oh, but look at Jinx deep inside A main. There's no real way for him to really capitalize unless he waits for a player, and that is what he does. Even gets a bite at a second, but not going to land it. Rez with a nice trade, but already tagged down to 31. NiP setting up a little bit of a crossfire here, but Rez peeks out, and it is going to be him that falls. Forest now in a 1 versus 2. He finds one of them, spots out a second as well. There is a player from Highway, but Maka is there to close out. I don't even think he knew he got the kill. Was fully flashbang there. And it is going to be 3D Max that will put a round in the lead, taking 4-3. But even so, Ninjas in pajamas now down to somewhat of a semi-force with the pistols and Kevlar. Eagles and CZs for the entire squad. 3D Max, though, a chance to make 5, put 2 in the lead, and start to force pressure onto NiP quite early. But again, this is 3D Max's map pick, so again, you can say NiP, top contention team, should know most of the maps, but even top flight teams have struggles with some maps, and that's okay. Not every team can be good at all 7 maps. It's you'd have to be complete gods to have a good understanding of every single map. Oh, Forest, though, sneaks all the way inside of deep CT. Gets the knife onto Alex. And Get Right closes down. Lucky on the bomb site. That's 4-3. It might be even the scores tied here as NiP a great entry onto that B bomb site. Still 3D Max trying to claw their way into this round, but the disrespect coming through from Forest to land the knife there. Nice grenade damage down onto Get Right, but still doesn't result in a frag, and that might just force 3D Max to maybe consider the save right here. Either way, a great round from NiP as Forest will close down one more. Mac gets a trade with the AWP, but even so, to enter the bomb site there on that eco, or somewhat of a semi-force. I mean, they did have Kevlar and utility, but again, with the weapons stacked against them, it was a nice little round. 4-4, 3D Max bringing out the double AWP, set up the big guns now. Again, the money of 3D Max not that great, so NiP get a good read in the round and close it out. 3D Max might be down to that eco. Jinx, though, here in the, of course, squeaky door open. Doesn't really want to push for that right now. There's no real intention to do so either, as NiP just once again imploring that very passive default. A lot of map control to be gained. If they do find a couple of kills, there is one of the AWPs out to B in the form of Lucky, but good flashbangs from NiP just to force him back. Still, though, they do start to group together now, get their utility thrown, and start to bring the execution through into the round as that smoke begins to fade inside of mid. Still, though, Maka to be forced back, and already a kill to grab with the AWP, however. Alex to find one in return as he shifts through the edge of the smoke. David P, this could be huge right here if he gets through and has a great angle. David P closes down Lekko and now into a 2 versus 5. Already makes it a 1v5 as Rez is all alone. 27 seconds and no time to win the round. 5 kills to find. Bomb to plant. Rest will find one. He's out mid for a second. David P to close out, though, and it is going to be 3D Max that take the lead once again, 5-4. The economy of NiP is a little bit varied. It is going to be a pause right now in the game. From what I can tell, of course, we don't have access to the chat using the custom HUD, but it is going to be most likely an NiP tack pause or a tech, considering that nothing's really happened on their team. But of course, this is the European Minor Closed Qualifier. The 2 top winners of this go... Oh, sorry. I think it's top 8. Okay, yeah, top 8 go to the European Minor over in my home country, in London. In England, of course, so... I mean, that's great for UKCS, considering back in the day, we used to be somewhat good, but it's a bit of a meme now. But here in London, Major is going to be huge. But yeah, top 8 go to London. Top 2 of the minor head to the Major. Of course, this is 3D Max's map pick. NiP taking Overpass, the final one being Train, if it is so needed. Did 3D Max pick Cash against Optic? I believe they picked Inferno. But it looks like it is definitely a technical pause, as we are into a very long break. And yeah, 3D Max is Nobo, recently signed. I believe a day ago? 2 days ago? Yeah, a day ago. But yeah, not sure on the issue right now. But hopefully, we get live very soon. There's a lot of games in this bracket, though. Especially with it being a Swiss system. I mean, I'm not going to get into the debate of the format of the Major. That's for a podcast, but... Especially with the Swiss system, there is a lot of matches. This is an unbiased stream. I got a lot of that on Twitter, like, don't be biased to NiP, and it's like, as a caster, it's actually harder to be biased than it is unbiased, because all you have, especially as a play-by-play commentator, it's very hard to be biased, because all you have to work from is what's in front of you. But with it being a very long pause, hopefully we get live very, very soon. I'm going to assume that it is a tech from this point. Makes the stream enough. No, I'm here, don't worry. I'm just trying to find out what's happening. I'm just checking chats and seeing if anyone's got an update. There's usually some form of update with HLTV. Well, how is everyone doing in the chat today? Favorite CS memory? I mean, I've been in esports since 2014. But by far, favorite memory was... It's everyone's, or most people's favorite memory, but it is Cloud9 lifting the major trophy. Because... I don't know, it was just like... To see NACS back for somewhat of a small time period. I know they've really fallen off right now. But yeah, it was C9 lifting the major trophy just because of the pride of NA and how happy I was for them. Because was it like maybe it's been a long time since NA won anything huge. Gambit Major 1 was good. That was very good. Especially with Zeus's round of using it for attack pause. And there we go. We are once again live. As we see this game go back to being played once again. Max, of course, one round in the lead. NiP onto a little bit of a force buy here, investing into AKs. UMP onto Dennis, though. A couple of pistols out on the team as well. Max. Already able to spray down too. Alex chiming with some damage as well. Lucky doing even more as Dennis finally to close down. Still Rez inside of back of B main. Not yet spotting the player inside of higher. By the way, the Rez does see a bit of the head. Might want to be aware of this B main flank coming through right now. Does manage to reposition himself somewhat well. But still, Jinx approaching might be a little bit of an issue. Rez is still caught underneath lower heaven right now. Walks right through though, and Jinx will drop. It is a 2 versus 2. Maka inside of the heaven, pushing out for it as well as he drops down, spots out the one player, and a great flick as well. Rez is now alone, and Maka finds both. Max. Great little retake there from the CT side. Maka is having an incredible game. 13-3. And they're really starting to make an impact on CT side. NiP, though, down to the somewhat semi-pistol buy once again, though. CZs across the entire team. Kevlar for 2. Looks like it would just be that default A push just to try and achieve the bomb plant here, but that looks very distant right now as Jinx doing a great job of spraying these players down. Again, the lag setting in, maybe. Hopefully, we don't see another technical pause here. That's definitely not what we want. Still, though, Max. Great rounds so far, 7-4. NiP finally to produce an AK fire round once again, but utility is lacking. Only 4 smokes. I mean, it's not too bad, but it definitely could be better. Money's starting to get much stronger for Max here. However, NiP very, very passive in the start of these rounds. They've been waiting for a 3D Max to make a mistake, but those have been limited. Already, Maka does miss that first shot, though. Waits for a second. Get right to find the opening kill onto the A bomb site. Allows the push now through toward the A site here. Oh, a little bit of a boost coming through. David P. res the trade back, though. Maybe David P. should have struck a little bit earlier there. But still, Maka is still inside of Squeaky. That bomb is looking to go down. Alex pushes through. Maybe should have been a lot quicker. As Forrest, the bomb plan is successful. Still, Maka is there to close out. Get right now into a 3 versus 2. He spots the barrel of the weapon. Alex to find the kill. Resnab alone. 1 versus 2. Finds 1. To close down Alex. But with 20 points of health, I fear for the worst here for Rez. Still, the defuse is coming through. They're sticking it as well. There's no way to stop it. And 3D Max make it 8. Lucky even finds the kill as well. It is going to be 3D Max to already win the first half with minimum rounds. 8 is, of course, enough to do so. Ninjas in pajamas. Going to assume it is a tactical pause right now, though. But again, 3D Max, like I said, there's been very little mistakes they have made. Maybe one of them was Alex not pushing onto the site as quick enough. He could have easily denied that bomb plant without waiting for the Molotov to come through. But even so, NiP, I don't know, allowing Maka to sit that long inside of Squeaky was a danger in itself, because he got get right around from A main while being smoked off from Squeaky as they dropped the smoke to enter. Maka surviving that long was just a catastrophe alone. Because the game he is having right now, he is missing very little. Yeah, this is 3D Max's pick, not NiP's. But there we go. Game is live once again. 3D Max could even try and strive for double figures here in this first half as NiP really needs to start making a move in this round. I mean, 4 is okay. T-side cash, though. Expecting 6, maybe even 7. I doubt how viable that will be. Still, damage to be done onto Jinx, so he does miss time or even fail the boost even. Finally, Forrest to close down 1. Maka, though, still inside of the A bomb site. Tries to peek out towards A main. Probably one of the first shots he's missed in a long time. Rez finds 1, though, and Forrest trying to spray through the smoke. Finally, David P does get shut down into a 4 versus 2, and a much better round from NiP in this one compared to previous. Lucky and Alex both just trying to save here as they are just toward that B bomb site. Still, though, 3D Max have some good rounds here on CT. NiP, however, if they can make it as close as possible, getting into that second half, pistol round is of course a new start, which they can clear out of their minds the previous getting into the second half. They do make it 5, though. Gets shut down by Get Right, but Alex is there to close down. Still doing damage to the money of 3D Max, which is always a success in itself. NiP with 5, and 3D Max to rebuy AWP out onto Lucky. Losing this one, though, here for 3D Max might result in a 7th round being collected by NiP, as already Get Right will find 1. Forrest spots out a second, but is overwhelmed inside of A main and has to retreat already. Some nice aggression being shown by Maka. Seems like one of the only players on that 3D Max side who is actually daring to go for a peek. For the entirety of this first half, they've really been sat passive. Great flashbang, but let go quicker. As Alex will fall, DVP to close one down. He even goes for a second peek and he's successful as well. Sprays down a third and damage does get done. A lot of damage being done there by DVP. Still though, 2 versus 2. Dennis to be sprayed through the garage door. Great adjustment onto Maka though. Jinx now alone in a 1 versus 2, but 26 HP combined for the 2 players of NiP. That smoke begins to fade inside of CT. That opens up a lot of opportunities for Jinx right now. Forest, with an entire 4 points of health from these 2 players, is able to get the AWP shot to land the round. And 3D Max, their money not going to really stretch for a 9th round potential victory here, so have to force into whatever they can do. FAMAS's, UMPs, and just the bare pistols out here for the CT side. Dennis to find the second kill of the round, was just making sure the stream's not lagging. The Go TV's lagging, but the stream's not, which is great. However, already NiP with a bomb down, forcing 3D Max out at the bomb site here. Maka stuck inside of Squeaky. Molly goes down to quad though, and might just result in a left side peek here, but Forest saves life of his teammate. Get right to finish off, and it is going to be 8-7 here. NiP making it as close as possible going into this second half. Maka though with a really good way of just making the rounds work in his favor. 15 kills. But of course, NiP now down to that CT side. The pistol round can really be a sort of way for them to get back into the game. They had that early round lead. The pistol round was secured, but 3D Max, as soon as those guns came through, really found their footing. So as long as that can happen again, NiP can get some rounds on the board. Maybe go up to 11 right here. 10 is definitely a possibility if the pistol round goes in their favor, but already a little bit of damage to be given by Electro. Dennis already to find one though and trying to stop away in a second. Not successful. Maka to close down Dennis. And looking to find one as well. Trying to make their way onto quad. Forest will fall, and now it's a 4 versus 2. Is this 3D Max's round to take into their favor, taking their stride? And just try and force NiP entirely out of this first map. Rez though trapped inside of A main. Tries to adjust but not going to land it. Maka to finish off Get Right. And now it's just Rez inside of A main. Does find the 1 kill onto Alex though. Tries a second and tries to adjust, but it's not going to be enough. Jinx will finish off, and it is 3D Max to make it 9. Getting that buy round and the bomb plant is a great way for them to try and solidify their great second half start. NiP, of course, forcing into this round thanks to not winning the previous, and 3D Max do have a plethora of utility to work with in this second round of the second half. Rez and his team stuck with the Deagles. Dennis, though, toward that forklift. We know how well he can utilize a pistol. Still, though, maybe not well enough right here, but Get Right spams and does manage to land the kill onto Lucky. Nice little bit of Go TV lag there, but we do find 2 kills closed down by Alex and Jinx. Rez and Forest to survive. And Rez to even find 1. And with Alex being very, very low, might not be the best idea right here for 3D Max to try and rush this round. Rez closes down Alex. 1 versus 2. Bomb has not yet been collected. Jinx has the MP7 and the Kevlar. The bomb can be secured, and NiP maybe just not aware of this. Jinx able to upgrade into the AK, though. And as he does make his way toward the B-bomb site, Forrest, as soon as he breaks that vent, going to notify the sound cue there that there is one player trying to wrap towards him. But as that bomb goes down toward B, Jinx already repositioning to find the kill. He makes it a 1v1, and this might be doable right here. Especially with Jinx. He has a lot of time to reposition here to try and fool out Rez right now as he spams through toward garage door. As soon as he hears Rez drop onto the site. Oh, misguides the spray there. Smoke goes down. Rez not able to find the defuse, but he will get the kill, and that might be a survival of the round. But is there going to be enough time right here? It's very close, but I don't think he's got it. And sadly, he will not. Fell at the final hurdle as 3D Max make it 10. Double figures secured by the T side right here. NiP, however, down to their full eco for this round to be able to afford the buy in the next. Still, though, looks like we're going to see a tactical pause right here. Hopefully, from NiP, they do need to get their rounds in order. Which is definitely what they've not been doing so far. Still, though, 3D Max, especially coming into this event, they've been playing somewhat well. I mean, they've not really qualified to any of the major events. They've had a couple of runs in lower tier leagues. But I think they're a team that can prove themselves. Of course, a couple of these players from the French scene being picked up, and 3D Max, of course, being a French jog, it only really made sense. But I mean, even moving from Dislone, one of the French organizations, they had somewhat of the same team. And they were finding success there as well, so still clearly showing that it can work with a somewhat long-term roster. Dislone was maybe 4 or 5 months ago right now. I know they've been Nobo for a while. Still, though, NiP with that full eco. Already it is going to be 3D Max to head toward the A-bomb site. Tapping over the Mac-10, and Mac will close down one. Still, though, Pistol's able to overwhelm somewhat. Dennis finished off very quickly, though, as all those kills get sort of hoovered up there by 3D Max, but it was only an eco. We do see the full buy round coming through from NiP now, as maybe an AWP will be on the field, but there is not money to do so. Rez could have glass cannon it, but at this point, it's really not worth that. It's not worth the risk of getting rid of the Kevlar to be able to afford the AWP. Oh, Alex times a perfect spray through the smoke to eliminate Rez, and that's a really early loss in the round. That is not great right now for NiP. Dennis able to find some good A-main aggression. Can just close down these angles and make sure they know that there's no players there. Lucky deep inside of Squeaky, though. Bomb does need to be collected for 3D Max to really do anything right now, but oh, get right from a peek inside of vents. Gets himself a nice little kill. Does trade it back into a 4 versus 4. Still, though, get right to be just remain safe. No real spam here from 3D Max connecting and doing much damage, but it looks like 3D Max will start to funnel their play toward the A-bomb site. There is only Lecro in the defense, but a quick rotation can happen from Forrest and from Dennis, and it is going to do so. 30 seconds left, and NiP expecting a bomb site hit now, and that's what's going to happen. Utility to be thrown down, and Lecro needs to really stand his ground right here. Repositions to a nice angle where he can just jiggle peek from to gather info. But as that bomb starts to move forward, the timing might just be against 3D Max right now. Eventually, the trade comes back through. That bomb needs to be planted. Maka might have just done a great job of securing that, though. Time beginning to tick, but bomb plant is successful. Get right with a great swing, but Alex to deny now. Forest alone, 1 versus 2, and this is a vital retake in itself. Losing this one for NiP might just cost them the final run of this game. In the opening map right here. Still lucky, checking every single angle. Forest gets dropped, and that's a round lost for NiP. And once again, 3D Max force this CT side down to their pistols. It seems like they've had more semis sort of buys and ecos in this entire second half than they have guns, and that's because it's strictly true. 3D Max doing a great job of just micromanaging the economy of Ninjas in Pajamas. Still, though, it is not over for NiP just yet. Can't count them out of this. Right here, still. Especially with this pistol round. Somewhat of a miracle would have to happen for NiP to have a good chance of closing this one. Still a great push through the smoke. A perfectly primed flashbang, but Jinx is there to close it. Maka finds one as well. Tries to spam away with a deagle, but Jinx doing a good job of trapping him in the sight right here. Dennis, with the pistols, does find himself 2 kills with a CZ. Tries for a third as he does tap away, but I think they've realized that there might even be 2 players on the bomb site right now. Maka has given them the task of keeping these 2 players there as they try to rotate over. One of them has managed to escape, which is not great right here for 3D Max. Especially when they don't know of it here, but as that bomb does go down, pretty much confirms that it is the A bomb site. David P2 once again used this very vital sort of lower boost position. As Dennis approaches, of course, no player would really expect that angle. He's used it multiple times in this first map, though, as Forest will make it a 1 versus 1. Maka, though, dancing around Forklift. That might be a great idea as he dupes out Forest here. Can reposition exceptionally well, and Maka closes down. That's 13-7. And NiP, this buy round has to go in their favor, or their economy's not going to support the chance to deny 3D Max getting match point. Once again, no AWP present on the NiP CT side. Maybe you can sort of account that for the downfall of this second half, but who knows? In my opinion, though, it's vital to have an AWP, especially on that CT side. 3D Max doing a good job of managing it on the T side, though not many teams in their sort of tier can sort of handle an AWP on the T side, but it's working out somewhat well here for Maka, though. Still with a minute on the clock and a lot of time to work with right now for 3D Max. The world is their oyster. As they do orientate their play out towards A. Getting the utility ready to be thrown to allow the T side to start to make their move here onto A. Still utility to go down. Molly toward quad. Pretty much solidifies Dennis's position on this bomb site. He can't really go anywhere else. That Molotov traps him in still. That's a good angle to really peek towards A main. Great flashbang, but Lucky is quicker to react. Pro to fly into and get right with a third, though. Pro even through the smoke. A great little 3-piece from him as NiP managed to make it 8. A good round from NiP right there with a perfectly primed spray down from Letcro. And just like that, 3D Max's economy is not going to support a buy round. They've had so many round wins on that T side, but their money just after one loss is absolutely ruined. That could be NiP's sort of entry back into the game, because they're now down onto that eco. The buy round of the next is going to be limited because it's only that $1,900. And breaking the bank of 3D Max is not the greatest thing they would have wanted here on this T side. Already a lot of damage being done as Rez will find one. Dennis supposed to second, and already the round beginning to fall apart right here for 3D Max, which of course was somewhat obvious considering that there was only very basic pistols. Forrest is able to close down one though, and now just jinked in a 1v4 as he heads toward that B bomb site. Waits for the cross of Rez, but it's not going to result in anything. NiP make it 9, and they are one round away from double figures right here. 3D Max again. What do they want to do right here? Money is lacking, so down to the semi-force of the pistols. Still, though, it is going to be somewhat of a 3D Max focus round toward the B bomb site, where their main achievement right here is to get that bomb plant to try and get their economy. Still, though, Rez doing a great job of holding off the site. Get right to find one, but not before Lucky can trade him back, though. Still, David P to spray down with the CZ. Bomb has not yet moved toward the site. That smoke and Molotov allows it to now do so. However, with Dennis trying to peek out with the AWP, both of these players diverting their afterplant positions toward the checker's angle. That bomb plant, great position for Lucky right now. Still, though, Dennis has to really hit that first shot with the AWP, or else they're going to have a very tough time entering into this site to even complete the retake. Still, though, Dennis will find one. Thinks down David P and has to run for the kill right now. The bomb has to be defused, but David P does a great job of denying. That might be the round over. Still, though, Dennis at least tries it, but the knife comes through, and 3D Max getting themselves a 14th round. Still, though, one round away from match point here for this T side here. Ninjas in pajamas, however, trying to deny that happening there. Buy round is somewhat limited as Forrest, Get Right, and Lekro all have a lack of utility, and Maka already finds one kill toward B. Forrest now stranded alone as that T side tried to make an impact on the bomb site. Already done so, and shutting down Forrest would really be a good decider of the round, but Forrest finds two. That's a great little two-piece trade. Starts to really divert 3D Max's ideology of this round toward the A site. Still, though, Lekro could be in a great position right now. Ooh, great peek from Alex, though. Was expecting potentially more from that angle, but a great denial right there from Alex. The maybe standing, maybe new addition to the roster for Adlane. I'm not entirely sure. It wasn't really announced. Still, though, Dennis trying to get those utility pieces thrown out toward the site. The bomb is planted for Quad, but Lucky even shuts down Dennis. Get Right, alone inside of mid, is able to close down Alex due to the low HP, but 3D Max in a 1v2. And Get Right has to try and retake. Losing this round means a 15th round for 3D Max. And already Get Right to try and just push himself inside of the higher catwalk. Finds one kill onto Jinx, though, and makes it a 1v1. Lucky on the back of the bomb site. Get Right dives on through. And NiP, they secure the round, make it 10. Get Right with a B-hop spray down. And NiP, they make it 10. Double figures secured. But the money still in dire situation for both teams right now. 3D Max down to the pistols, though. But Get Right, the man of the hour there. By the way, 3D Max just taking their pistols here. Dennis able to silently boost up there already. As David P unaware of what's happening right here as all the spray down come through, all the frags to be secured. Alex, he's alone now. 1 versus 5. And already should be finished off by Forest. 11 rounds for NiP, and is this the comeback? Is this where NiP start to really pressurize 3D Max right now? Max though, 4 AKs out on the battlefield for them. MP7 onto Jinx though, David P are ready to fall. Forest providing 2 very good kills. As that bomb does get dropped temporarily. Still. Oh, Alex has got himself in a good position toward the B bomb site. Something that Rez is just not aware of. But still, that bomb yet to be moved really towards any site. It has to be collected by Maka, though. Depends whether they want to head toward B or A right here. B would definitely be the better choice, but especially with Alex being deep inside of checkers, can try and just pursue onto this bomb site. Just try and get the kill onto Rez. That would really open up the site right here, as already he sneaks on through and does find one. Can even push himself inside of deep CT here just to secure it. And that is what he does. A little bit of eagerness there from Alex though, as Dennis does close him down, and now it's a 1 versus 4. Lucky will trade back 1, tries to adjust for a second. 20 seconds on the clock, and Forrest to deny. NiP make it 12. 3D Max. Just look at how dreadful their bank balances are. And this is where NiP can really just get a good read on the game. Flash inside of A-May not going to do anything but hello. Lucky to shut down Get Right from inside of mid. May does a little bit of damage, but no real room for a frag though. Forest doing great work from inside of mid. Lucky finally to finish off, but Dennis with the final blow. 13 rounds for NiP, and the comeback seems on right now. The comeback seems on. NiP pressure mounted to 3D Max. Most likely a pause from them. But still, NiP starting to really just get a feel of the game. Maybe it's a little bit late, but it's still a chance at a game here for NiP. 14-13, and the 1-round victory from NiP would tie up the score. And ultimately would once again break the bank of 3D Max. They'd have to force, they'd need to try and stop NiP from hitting match point. And as this pause does go to a close, 3D Max, AKs across the entire team. Decent amount of utility. The round needs to go in their favor though, or else I fear NiP might just come back and make this one their own. Good little spray down from Get Right though, as he does some damage. It's only early, but Any is good here. Oh, perfect grenade onto David P, however. Ninjas in Pajamas, I believe this is their first time they've brung an AWP to the CT half. I don't think I remember an AWP being picked up at all by NiP in this CT side for them. Which, considering the scoreline, maybe should have happened earlier, but Lecro manning down toward quad. Primed as ever. 50 seconds on the clock though, and that bomb starting to move toward A right now. Dennis deep inside of A main though. Does find one. Still, Mackie can try and trade, and that is what he does. Still, the push through has to happen right now. Still 4 versus 4. 35 seconds. Some decent time to work with. Lecro does get caught out, but Get Right trades twice. That is the save you need as he finds a third. Alex alone inside of mid. Making his way towards highway. Minimal time left, and NiP hear the footsteps of him. Elephant running toward the A site. Forrest to finish off, and that's 14-14. Scores are tied, and Get Right comes in clutch again for this CT side. Get Right really putting life into his team here with 2 rounds where he shone so bright. 3D Max have to force into this one to try and deny NiP's match point scoreline. Deagles and CZs for the entire team. Decent utility, but the firepower is just lacking. And with NiP full gun round and on the brink of match point, they will be feeling this round. 3D Max, you can see how their sort of playstyle has switched up. They were grouping together and trying to breach the bomb sites. Now they're playing defaults and trying to find mistakes from NiP, but they know that they can't make any. And already with that bomb deep inside A main, the 2 players to split toward highway. This is do or die for 3D Max. Could be a great peek out inside of mid though. Get Right might just come through once more, and of course he does. Get Right sprays down 2. That bomb is going to be planted, but it gives NiP such a strong chance at the retake. Dennis and Lecro to close down kills. Jinx finds one in return, but in a 1v4, it might already be done. Jinx does find 2 in return. That's a great play from him. Get Right finds 3 though, and that's 15 for NiP. Get Right on 28 kills as of now. Top fragging on the server, and it is 15 rounds for NiP. .3D Max, last chance saloon here. Final orders are being called, and NiP, they want the finisher right here. They want to close out this map. Still, Maka gets the opening kill onto Lecro. Wasn't really a mistake from him either. Maka just got a nice little jump in towards the site. Still, though, a chance to trade for NiP would be everything they so desperately desire in this round. Bomb starting to head toward that B bomb site, however. Something that NiP really haven't had to deal with is 3D Max actually pressuring towards B. Still, Mac is sort of tasked to try and enter the bomb site with a kill, but it isn't going to happen. This gives 3D Max maybe a chance to try and dominate the A site. They've rotated Most of the players out, and there is only Forrest that can try... Oh, sorry, Dennis that can try and have a chance at holding this one down. Spray from David P, not going to land anything as of yet. Still, though, Flash is good. Get right to find one as Maka will fall. The bomb does get planted. 4 versus 4, and NiP, if there's any retake they need to succeed in, that retake is now. NiP taking it very, very slow here as they try to move on through. Jinx will find one, and Lucky with another. We might be going to OT as Forrest alone in a 1 versus 3. Stamps through towards A main. He finds 1 kill, though. Time is running out, but that's going to be OT. 3D Max find it. And we head into another set of rounds. Get Right's clutch is not enough here to close out the victory for NiP just yet. But we are into MR3, $10,000. And NiP hungry now more than ever, considering that retake. It was a pretty lengthy retake, I will add that. They took a long time, which definitely wasn't great, and most likely the result of losing that 30th round, but either way, overtime is a fresh batch of rounds where you can fight to close out 3 in this first half. The winner of overtime needs 4 rounds in the lead. Dennis, though, peeks into Squeaky, not a care in the world, and closes out 2 kills. Lucky and Maka both to get dropped already. Dennis is still hunting for more. He finds it as well. Jinx will drop, and that's a great opening passage of play for NiP in overtime. Still, Alex is able to trade out 1. David P, though, does get tagged, and Lekro closes him off. A lot of damage to be given out there to Lekro, but it will not matter. Now it's a 1 versus 5. And Alex somewhat stranded inside of back of Squeaky. But with him heading toward the A bomb site and Rez sat so close, with the lack of time here, he has to make a move, and right now there's not a lot of time to do so. Rez to catch him from behind. Gives that first round to NiP. In the overtime scenario, makes it 16-15. 3D Max lose this next round. Their money is so distraught that they have no commemorable buy round going into the final round of the first half of overtime. So NiP get 2, and they can really push for that 3rd. And 3D Max will be so limited. To be done to David P, but Forrest lands the early death of the round. Great adjustment from David P there as he shuts the player down inside of vents. Dennis, though, using the AWP this time, did not spot the head there, but misses the shot onto Maka. That might be huge right now for NiP, already giving them a 2-man disadvantage as they head toward the B bomb site. Smokes go down. Get Right able to find one, though, as the spray coming through. Jinx actually doing damage through the smoke. Lekro needs to come up huge, though, as he drops down and finds 1. Gets a second as well. 1 versus 1, and just look at the HP from David P right here. 12 points of health as he has the bomb in hand and can rotate toward A if needed. A lot of time to do so. Get Right sat inside of headshot. Might expect the rotate, and he's already wrapping towards A. Might check mid on his way through, though, but Get Right somewhat solidified toward B right now. Again, with the HP of David P, he can really just wait for that plant to go down. He doesn't have any utility at all, so as soon as that bomb's planted, it's a very weak bomb site in itself. No matter where David P hides, the defuse has to come in at some point. And with him being such low HP, the task on his hands is huge. Taking a nice position inside of Squeaky Door. Get Right has the defuse kit. Oh, the grenade. Oh dear, it does damage. Get Right, not expecting it though. The molly goes down. That might be the end of David P. It doesn't spread though just yet. As Get Right tries to tap the bomb. Could have just stuck it there really as he waits for the defuse to come through. David P peeks. Get Right finds it, but is there enough time? David P might have just done it, and he does. NiP cannot get the defuse, and Get Right will die. 16-16. And 3D Max, they somehow secure that round. That Molotov had David P trapped for so long, the defuse could have come through, but Get Right really unsure of the positioning from David P, which really helped him there in securing that round. He didn't even get the kill, but Maka finds 2 already. Get Right making up for the last round though, and denies the AWP of this T side. One trade to be found to even have a chance right now of calling this round even. Still, Lecro manning down with the AWP. 3D Max with a lot of time to work with here, though, is gunning for this 17th round. Especially considering how well they did on the early rounds of the CT side. Might really benefit them going into the sort of second half of overtime. Still, though, utility being thrown out towards A. Oh, Alex even spots the flank. Get Right will fall. That might be the round over. Lucky with the UMP. Finds 2. Letcro and Dennis will drop, and there you have it. 17-16 going into the second half of OT. And with that, it is going to be NiP that are now on the back foot somewhat here. Especially losing that 17th round, which technically 3D Max did a good job of getting. Maybe that defuse from Get Right might have swayed the situation somewhat differently for us. But the good 1-for-1 trade, though, is the AWP of the CT side being riddled away already. Nice with a little bit of aggression out towards Squeaky, and David P picked off through the Squeaky Door. Res to find the 1 kill. Advantage sways in NiP's favor right now as Get Right finds one onto Lucky. Lecro to pick off Jinx, and it's Alex now alone in a 1 versus 4. NiP need all 3 rounds here in this overtime second half to close out the game. Is it possible? Yes. It sure is right here. Ninjas in Pajamas able to tie it up at 17-17. And as 3D Max head into that buy round once again, AWP out on to Maka. His money has been entirely ruined, though, as both AWPs in the round is costing him a lot right here. Still, though, Alex with a very nice peek inside of Deep Sunroom, managing to close down Get Right, and that sways a huge advantage into 3D Max's favor. Get Right being ultimately the best player for NiP in this map here. Still, NiP needing a trade to try and counteract this round. Losing one more player could be heartbreak right now for NiP. But there you go. David P is able to find one. Okay. We've just disconnected from the Go TV, which is great. But we're back. There we go. That was some great lag. Still though, Lucky and Alex finding 2 kills, and all of a sudden, NiP, they're down to 1 man. There's Maka to finish off the final kill. It is going to be 3D Max down to their match point. NiP investing all economy right now to be able to try and sway this to double OT. That is what they need right here. Still, Maka with a quick peek inside of Squeaky. Trying lots of different ideas right now just to try and close out this map. Still, Maka looking for the early peek inside of Squeaky, and he does get a lot of progression though. Might not expect Rez to be playing this close though, and definitely doesn't. NiP with a great opener to this round. Still, NiP making their way toward the to the B bomb site. Bomb inside of B main as 2 players for 3D Max out toward the site. Alex to play very, very close to Checkers. But as Rez finds just 1 more on the other side of the map, Alex to deny 1, make it 2, finds a 3rd. Alex, great play from him. That bomb now has to rotate, and NiP potentially heartbreaking the round here as finally Rez to close out 1 more. The bomb has to move toward the bomb site right now. Forest going to get the plant. Still 2 versus 2. 17 seconds. Bomb is planted. And the flank has to come through from Alex right here. Still, double boost out. Oh, sorry. Play toward quad. Forest sat directly on the bomb. Primed and ready. Door gets open. Lucky can now try and push forward. Forest trying to bait out the angle, but they find 1 and make it 2. Lucky just won the game for 3D Max. They take the first map, 19-17. And NiP just fall at the final hurdle. Unfortunate as NiP get right playing 34 frags in that entire first map. But with 3D Max closing out the first one, we do head into Overpass, which is going live in around 5 to 10 minutes time. Make sure to stick around.